Okay, so today we're going to be talking about citing textual evidence. So will you please read our first objective?
I can determine the meaning of words and phrases as they are used in the text.
Very good. Kashana, read the second one, please.
Cite strong and
Thorough.
thorough textual evidence.
Okay, very good. So William, what's the verb in your objective?
Determine.
Determine. And Kashana, what was the verb in yours? Show me how to textual evidence. Cite. Very good. Cite, okay? They come from CCSS. Raise your hand if you know what that means. Very good. Very good. I'm so proud. Okay, so today our main goal is going to be citing textual evidence. Can someone tell me what that is in your own words? We've done this before. Yes.
Get the supporting details out of the passage.
Very good. And what are they supporting?
The passage.
No, but what about the passage is supporting?
Your main idea.
Your main idea or your thesis. Very good. Remember when we talked about the thesis is like the top of the table, the tabletop? What holds up the table? The legs. And the legs act as what? Support. Very good. So our citing textual evidence, our details from our story support our thesis. Very good. Very good. All right. So what we're reading today, it's from the Chronicle from Duke University. What do you think? Where do you think it came from? Where did this article come from? Okay. No. What type of informational resource? Was it a book?
A book?
No.
No.
We read every morning. A newspaper, okay? And it's titled Palaces Picked for Freshman Honesty Discussion. So it is an article about Duke University, which we just watched the video on, about how they are requiring their freshmen to read the Palace Thief. Why is that cool to us? Because we just got through reading it, right? Or we just read the first part of it. That's kind of cool. You should feel cool that you just read a book that college freshmen are reading. I think it's pretty cool. Okay. Now, does anybody know anything about Duke besides what we just watched in the video? No. What? They do have a football team. The Blue Devils? Are they the Blue Devils?
Yes.
Coach K.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Duke, okay. Now.
He even called the USA team too.
Yes, he does coach the
Hey,
USA team. Alright, so here's Shreveport, right? Okay, up here, this is in North Carolina, that's Duke. So they're pretty far from us, but not too far. This is a picture of the school. What does that school look like? What's
St.
Benedict's. Where's St. Benedict's? No. Where do you know St. Benedict's from?
Oh, the Palace Thief.
The Palace Thief. Very good. Okay, so what kind of students do you think go to Duke University?
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls. What in Palace Thief?
Boys.
Just boys, right? Where you could say. What do you think types of careers come out of Duke University?
Doctor.
Lee Michael?
Doctors, lawyers, and congressmen.
Okay, and so why does that have to do with the Palace Thief?
Because the Palace Thief is like when they send their children, Congress members send their children there, and they come out like lawyers and Congress members as well.
Okay, so do you see the correlation between St. Benedict's and our story and Duke University? Okay, so it's kind of cool they're using that same text that we read for them to read also, right? Now, when we read this, there's one word that I need you to know. Integrity. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of the word integrity. Okay, all right. Alexis, will you please read the first definition for us?
The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral righteousness.
Uprightness. You added letters. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. What kind of person has good morals? Honest.
Mr. Hunter.
Mr. Hunter, right? Mr. Hunter. Trustworthy, things like that, okay? So you're going to see this word a lot in this article, okay? Now, what we are going to do is I'm going to read the article one time completely without you doing anything but following along, okay? So has everybody got their paper in front of them? All right, here we go. Aiming to promote intellectual discussion, the Division of Student Affairs will distribute copies of the short story The Palace Thief by Ethan Cannon. All right. Lee Michael, will you please read our question at the bottom of the article?
Why does Duke University want to require students to read Palace Thief? As part of
their curriculum. You must write 3 pieces of sexual evidence to support your answer.
Okay, why does Duke University require their students to read, I put toe up there, that's pretty fine, the Palace Thief as part of their curriculum, okay? Now, no, we're not going to answer it just yet. This is what you're going to do. What do you think you're going to do with the highlighters?
You want to highlight.
Highlight. What do we call that when we highlight?
Text rendering.
Text rendering or annotating. Very good, Diocletian. All right, so I'm going to read the article one more time. And you're going to highlight support, textual evidence from the text, from the article, that supports why Duke chose the Palace Thief for their freshmen to read. Okay? How many do you have to highlight?
3.
At least 3. There are 7, but you have to give me at least 3, okay? So as I go through quickly one more time, I want you to highlight while I read, okay? So is everybody ready? Everybody got their highlighters? Yeah, where's your highlighter, James Ray? Thank you. Highlighters, okay, very good. You ready? All right, aiming to promote intellectual discussion, the Division of Student Affairs will distribute copies of the short story, The Palace Thief by Ethan Kane. You got 1, you need 2 more, babe.
I
You
got
got 1 more. Good job, good job, good job. What you got? Got 2, look in the beginning. All right, so up here I have my article, okay? Now, once again, the question says, why does Duke University require their students, their freshmen, to read the Palace Thief as part of their curriculum? So I've got to be able to support why Duke is choosing to use the Palace Thief, right? Okay. Now, as I'm reading this, I'm highlighting reasons that support that. So, if I'm thinking, and I read the first sentence, aiming to promote intellectual discussion, the Division of Student Affairs will distribute copies of the short story, The Palace Thief by Ethan Kane to the class of 2006 as a summer reading assignment. Raise your hand if you think that supports it. It does. Very good. Because why? That is the main reason right there. What's the main reason that's in that sentence?
Aiming to promote
Intellectual discussion. That's the #1 thing. They are promoting intellectual discussion. Very good. Very good. Alexis, would you like to come try the next one? Anyone in the whole thing. Oh, fine. Like I said, there's 7, so there's 6 more up there. Raise your hand if you agree. Very good. The story engages the reader in thinking about integrity, both academically and general. What is the main reason for them choosing this article? What did I underline? What did I underline? It promotes intellectual discussion. You guys have read The Palace Thief. In that classroom, do they discuss things intellectually?
Yes.
The students, right? That's a lot where I want you to read it, because I want you to be able to discuss things intellectually like they do. Not there yet, but we're getting there, right? Lee Michael? Okay, so this story engages the reader in thinking about integrity both academically and in general. Is this story about high morals?
Yeah, I guess.
Because the main thing that happened was what? What was the event that happened?
when they broke the rules.
Cheating? Yeah. All right, we wanted to select a reading that provided an opportunity for students to read about and discuss something of relevance to their Duke career. Very good. Jacoria?
I know exactly what one is.
Okay. Jacoria, you gonna go up there and get one?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. If you want to highlight the others on your paper while they're doing these, if you don't have them, that's fine. We've already added that the university intends to incorporate the story with honor council, not just honor council, but who else? Academic Integrity Council and the Freshman Advisory Counselor Program. Very good. You got it? You don't have another one? Diocletian, do you have another one that's not up there? Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. 4. There's 7 of them. Where your pencil you put it? What you got? Okay, good. The story was discussed at a conference on academic integrity. So they've already discussed the whole story on academic integrity, so we know that it supports the idea. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's look at this one. It says the Palestine focuses on the relationship between a history professor at a private institution and a troubled student. Does that support why they chose to talk about this book? Raise your hand if you think yes. Raise your hand if you think no. Very good. Because it doesn't matter, the relationship between who? Mr. Hunter and Sedgwick does not matter. However, what matters? What's the next sentence say?
Contemporary is one of the most source things. One of the source things. Source discussion will be integrated with the freshman class percentages on our show.
Very good. Integrity is one of the story's main themes. So that way that the freshman class can discuss the Duke Honor Code, they can use this book to support that. And then I'm talking about the Honor Code. Do you see another one? Yeah, there's one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Very good, Lee Michael. Very good. All right, so it engenders classroom discussion of academic honesty. So that is another reason that Duke chose this book for their freshmen. So is this making sense to everyone? Yes. Do we see how all these things support the question that we have? Yes. All right, now what I need for you to do is we've got to answer the question at the bottom. You've got to answer it. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to restate the question. Turn the question into a what?
A paragraph. A sentence.
What kind of sentence? A question?
A summary.
A statement?
A summary.
A statement. A statement. A statement. So you need to turn the question into a statement.
So.
Okay, turn the question into a statement. It's not a lot. Alright, so if you look on the board, I already did it for you. Okay, this is my statement. I turned, Ms. Greer, if I was doing this, I turned the question into a statement. Duke University requires their freshman students to read the Palestine as part of their curriculum. Everyone see? And you can write this down on your paper. Exactly that, right, exactly. There's not many ways to change a question into a statement. It's not like you can do it multiple ways. Yours can be exactly like by Madison Math. Duke University requires their freshman students to read the Palestine as part of their curriculum. That is the first sentence in my response, okay? Brandon, write down what's on the board, baby. All right, what comes next?
Then you got answer.
Okay,
that's restate. You got to restate the question.
Okay, I've restated the question. What do I need to, what did the question say? How am I supposed to answer it? By using what?
Three
pieces of textual evidence. Okay, so Ms. Greer used her first one. First one. The Division of Student Affairs goal is to promote intellectual discussion. Why did I put quotes around promote intellectual discussion? It came directly from the text. Directly from the text. Because if I didn't do that, what would it be called? Plagiarism.
You still start at school.
And you just get thrown out of school.
Hey, how about that? You don't have to really.
In college, you may very well be. So now we've got our, we've restated our question in our answer, and we have our first piece of textual evidence that supports why Duke is using the Palestine. So what is our next sentence going to be?
The second.
The second what?
Part of their curriculum or something.
No, it's going to be, we've got one piece of textual evidence. What comes next?
The second piece.
The second piece of textual evidence. So we need textual evidence number 2. Alright, so my second sentence, if Miss Greer was doing this, if I was in your seat and I'm doing it, I need piece number 2, and it says, as the freshman class is introduced to the honor code at Duke University, they will be able to have discussions on integrity as it is the main theme of the Palace Thief. So that is my second piece of textual evidence. Yes, right on the back. What? Yes, you can. You're free to write down what I have. Right now, because you're fixing to do one by yourself. So far, Ms. Greer's answer to the question is, Duke University requires their freshman students to read the Palace Thief as part of their curriculum. The Division of Student Affairs' goal is to promote intellectual discussion. As the freshman class is introduced to the honor code at Duke University, they were able to have discussions on integrity as it is the main theme of the Palace Thief. Now, am I finished with my answer?
No.
No, why, James Ray?
Because you got the third piece of textual evidence.
Very good. I need one more piece of textual evidence, okay? Now, I want you to do the last one on your own, without my help, okay? You have 6 more to choose from. No, I'm just kidding. I can't add. You've got 5 more. Or I can't subtract. Teach English, not math. Don't judge me, William. Okay? So you've got 5 more to choose from. Remember, you need to make it flow with the paragraph. You see how Ms. Greer's sentences are nice and long and not choppy? So I want yours to look like.
Duke also wanted to select a story of relevance to the student's Duke career.
Okay, good. Now, the only thing I would change is not using the word relevance, because that's too much like the passage. Do you see what I'm saying? You need to change some things up. You have to phrase it in your own words so that it's not considered what? Plagiarism. Dioclination?
Also, this story in Jenner's classroom discussion of the academic honesty, which is very important.
Okay, engenders classroom discussion of actions. You put quotes around that. Okay. Yeah.
The story tells the readers in thinking about honesty, both academically and in general.
Okay. What do they mean both academically and in general? Academically would be where?
And Duke.
At Duke or in school, right? And in general would be where?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Everyone in life. Alexis, do you want to share yours?
And as Sue W. states that we wanted to select a reading that provide an opportunity for students to read about the Duke and discuss something of relevance to their Duke career.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Jacoria? You good? So Marilyn, tell us yours.
This story engaged the reader in thinking about integrity both academically and in general.
Okay. So I see y'all, most of y'all kind of chose the same last piece of textual evidence. So, what was the point of us citing textual evidence? What's the word? What does textual evidence do?
Support.
It supports. Supports what?
Supports the
The thesis, the question, whatever you're answering, right? So, do you see how this is helping with our writing? Right? And as long as you support, your answer can't be what?
Wrong.
It can't be wrong. Very good. As long as you show support. Okay. Are there any questions? I'll give a few more minutes for you to finish up. Very good. Lee Michael, will you take highlighters back up, please? Lights coming on.